Hello?
Have you ever taken a ride on a flying camel? I know I have. It's quite a scintillating experience. Well, it's the best experience of my life so far. I've actually never taken a ride on a flying camel. But I did see a camel once. Actually, it was a dog. But it was a big dog. Okay, it was a poodle. But I swear, if you were to paint it just the right way, it would have been a camel. If you had stuck humps on them, too. It would never have flown, though. That would have been too darn ridiculous. Confused? Yes, please, I hear you ask. Well, you needn't wait any longer. For I'm about to tell you a wondrous story about a man who's also never seen a camel. Well, he has never seen anything. You see, this man was born without the power of sight. His eyes were a peculiar shade of pink. Rose, you could call it. Which was strange because he had never seen a rose. You see, this man was born without the power of sight, and this prevented him from seeing things, especially flying camels.
Thank you. Thank you.
Stupid Stupod. Stupid Stupod. Stupid Stupod. Stupid Stupod. Stupid Stupod.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the last episode of Season 2. Last episode of this season, huh? Oh, God. It's been a crazy ride, hasn't it? Remember that sketch we did where the thing where you went and then it went round the back?
Taxi!
No worries. What are you going to, mate?
Mind your own fucking business.
The Stupid Stupod message bank. Message
4.
Hello? Why? Why does this season have to end? You will feel my wrath, Beastman.
Oh, a little message from Skeletor there. Now, let's go over to this psychiatrist's office.
I just couldn't deal with it. We were so close. I'm anxious all the time. I wash my hands over 50 times a day. I'm obsessed with the colour purple. It's just so pretty. I like your clock. It reminds me of my mum.
Relax!
I can't help
Relax!
it. Okay,
Relax!
like this.
Yes!
I do feel a bit more relaxed.
Good!
Good thoughts. Good thoughts.
Do you like peanut brittle?
Why, yes.
I made it!
Will it help me with my issue?
Relax!
You're very good.
Relax!
Calm. Serene. This is great.
Yes!
What now? Do we talk about my relationship with my mother?
Does she like peanut brittle?
I don't know.
Peanut brittle!
I'm not sure. When we were little, Mum used to make it,
Yes!
and I'd eat it with her.
Yes!
And we shared a moment. Wow. What a breakthrough.
I made it!
You've done it.
I made it!
You're a miracle worker.
Peanut brittle!
How can I ever repay you?
Relax!
You're a fantastic psychiatrist, Mr. Dundle.
No!
Imagine what someone 40 years ago would think if you told them that in the future, when someone is bored, they stare at their phone. Hello and welcome to this new segment on Stupid Stupod. Are things watermelon? Are things watermelon? We go and ask some people whether certain things are actually watermelon. Join us, won't you? Sir, can we just ask you, is this small brown dog in a Robin Hood outfit watermelon?
Yes.
Excuse me, miss, is this Burroughs adding machine that would have been used in a bookkeeper's office sometime in the 1920s watermelon?
After careful consideration, I've come to the conclusion that it is watermelon.
And what about you? Is this small squeeze toy of a confused-looking duck watermelon?
Yes, of course it's bloody watermelon.
Excuse me, sir. Is this big, round, plump, juicy watermelon? Watermelon?
No!
Can I sue Palmolive if I still feel stressed after using their aromatherapy stress-free shower gel? How's that, eh? Not only does Eric Clapton steal George Harrison's wife, but he writes a song about it that goes on to be one of the greatest rock ballads of all time. What a kick in the nuts. Hey George Harrison, I am fucking your wife now, and not only that, but gonna write a song about it. It's going to earn me millions of dollars. No, Kitty, that's my pen. It's my pen. My pen. Not yours. Mine. Why don't you understand? It's my pen. What are you going to write with it, Kitty? No? How do you spell that? You don't even know, do you? You are a travesty to all catkind. No one invited you to touch my pen, Kitty. Are you going to write a 1,000-word essay on being able to lick your own sphincter? Well, you get a C-, Kitty, and you need a B to pass. Quislings by the handful, would you like a bunch? You like Angry Dragon, but I like Donkey Punch. When you feel the sunlight fade, your spirit blinks its eye. It wrestles honesty to the ground and screams up to the sky. Eat a dick. Eat a dick. Eat a dick. Eat a dick. Sitting at the waterfront, laughing off my nut, I watch the multicolored boats with my eyes shut. The barons of the lower ground through darkened forests run. I'll meet you in the shining blue when all religion's done. The Barons of the Lower Ground by Stuart Buckland, with Matthew Barry, Martin Visky, Jared Smith. Special guest appearances by Juz, Trout, and Samantha Pett. You can catch Samantha Pett on the Kimchi Chronicles. Search for it. It's a good podcast. Well, that's it for us for this season. Thanks very much to all the contributors over the whole season, and thanks to you for listening. We'll see you again next season. And until then, just always remember the piece of advice I always give. Don't come out of the toilet chewing. It's not a good look. Eat a dick. 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 Eat a fucking dick. This is an Angry Chimp podcast.
Welcome to another edition of 20th Century Classics. Joining me today is Vincent Heron. Vincent, lovely to see you.
It's my pleasure, Carol.
And what have you got for us today in the studio?
I'll be reading from Joyce's classic, A Portrait of the Artist as a Young Man.
You're very excited, aren't you?
Oh, yes, Carol. This is my favourite of Joyce's work, published as a serial, I believe, during the outbreak of World War I.
And it's very much autobiographical, isn't it, Vincent?
Indeed it is. Many of the experiences of Stephen Dedalus actually happened to Joyce, coming from a poor family with a stricter-than-strict Irish Catholic upbringing.
Well, I can see you're chomping at the bit to get reading. So, when you're ready?
Thank you, Carol. I just love the language used throughout this passage. Uncle Charles smoked such black twist that at last his nephew suggested to him to enjoy his morning smoke in a little outhouse at the end of the garden. "Very good, Simon. All serene, Simon," said the old man tranquilly. "Anywhere you like. The outhouse will do me nicely. It will be more salubrious." "Damn me," said Mr. Dedalus frankly, "if I know how you can smoke such villainous, awful tobacco. It's like gunpowder, by God." "Well, it's very nice, Simon," replied the old man. "Very cool and mollifying." Every morning, therefore, Uncle Charles repaired to the outhouse, but not before he had greased and brushed scrupulously his back hair and brushed and put on his tail hat. While he smoked, the brim of his tall hat and the bowl of his pipe were just visible beyond the jambs of the outhouse door. His arbour, as he called the reeking outhouse which he shared with the cat and the garden tools, served him also as a sounding box, and every morning he hummed contentedly one of his favourite songs, "Oh, twine me a boa," or "Blue eyes and golden hair," or "The groves of Blarney," while the grey and blue coils of smoke rose slowly from his pipe and vanished in the pure air. During the first part of the summer in Black Rock, Uncle Charles was Stephen's constant companion. Uncle Charles was a hale old man, with well-tanned skin, rugged features, and white side whiskers. On weekdays he did messages between the house of Craisford Avenue and those shops in the main street of the town which the family dealt. Stephen was glad to go with him on these errands, for Uncle Charles helped him very liberally to handfuls of whatever was exposed to the open boxes and barrels outside the counter.
He would seize a handful of grapes and sawdust of 3 or 4 American apples and thrust them generously into his grandnephew's hand, while the shopman smiled uneasily, and, on Stephen's feigning reluctance to take them, he would frown and say, "Take them, sir. Do you hear me? They're very good for your constitution." When the order list had been booked, the two would go on the park where the old friend of Stephen's father, Mike Flynn, would be found seated on a bench, waiting for them. Then he would begin Stephen's run around the park. Mike Flynn would stand at the gate near the railway station, watch in hand, while Stephen ran around the track in the style Mike Flynn favoured, his head high lifted, his knees well lifted, and his hands held straight down by his sides. When the morning practice was over, the trainer would make his comments and sometimes illustrate them by shuffling along for a yard or so comically in the old pair of blue canvas shoes. A small ring of wonder-struck children and nursemaids would gather to watch him and linger, even when he and his Uncle Charles sat down again, were talking athletics and politics. Though he had heard his father say that Mike Flynn had put some of the best runners of modern times through his hands, Stephen often glanced at his trainer's flabby, stubble-covered face, as it bent over long, stained fingers through which he rolled his cigarette, and with pity and mild, lustrous blue eyes, which would look up suddenly from the task and gaze vaguely into the blue distance, while the long, swollen fingers ceased their rolling, and grains and fibres of tobacco fell back into the pouch. On the way home, Uncle Charles would often pay a visit to the chapel, and, as the font was above Stephen's reach, the old man would dip his hands and then sprinkle the water briskly about Stephen's clothes and on the floor of the porch. While he prayed, he knelt with his red handkerchief and read above his breath from a thumb-blackened prayer book wherein catchwords were printed at the foot of every page. Stephen knelt at his side, respecting, though he did not share, his piety. He often wondered what his grand-uncle prayed for so seriously. Perhaps he prayed for the souls in purgatory, or for the grace of a happy death, or perhaps he prayed that God might send him back a part of the big fortune he had squandered in Cork. On Sundays, Stephen with his father and granduncle took their constitutional. The old man was a nimble walker in spite of his corns, and often 10 or 12 miles of the road were covered. The little village of Stillorgan was still parting of the ways. Either they were to the left toward the Dublin mountains, or along the Goatstown road, and thence to Dumdrum, coming home by Sandyford. Trudging along the road, or standing in some grimy wayside public house, his elders spoke constantly of the subjects near their hearts, of Irish politics, of Munster, and of legends, their own family, to all of which Stephen lent an avid ear. Words which he did not understand, he said over and over to himself, till he had learnt them by heart, and through them he had glimpses of the real world about them. The hour when he too would take part in the life of that world seemed drawing near, and in secret he began to make ready for the great part which he felt awaited him, in the nature of which he only dimly apprehended. His evenings were his own, and he pored over a ragged translation of the Count of Monte Cristo. The figure of that dark avenger stood forth in his mind, for whatever he had heard or divined in childhood of the strange and the terrible. At night he built up on the parlour table an image of a wonderful island cave, out of transfers and paper flowers and coloured tissue paper and strips of the silver and golden paper in which chocolate is wrapped. When he had broken up the scenery, weary of its tinsel, there would come to his mind the bright picture of Marseille, or sunny trestles, and of Mercedes.
Well, thank you again, Vincent. Next week, the notable composer Heinrich Flock will read from Margaret Atwood's The Handmaid's Tale. Until next week, good night.
Good night. It's been a pleasure.